cause he must work.
Hello, everyone. A special hello to my grade 11 students. Welcome to a second season of Watch It Wednesdays. Can you believe it? We're already in a second year of this program. I can hardly believe it myself. COVID gave birth to this wonderful, informative program that has taken us into the virtual space. And here we are, a year later, starting season 2. Now, if you are joining us for the first time, you have never seen any of our episodes on the YouTube platform, here is what Watch It Wednesday is really about. What I do is I identify students, past students really, of Cambridge High School who are doing well for themselves in their career of choice, especially if that career is in a non-traditional field. We interview them and we place this on our YouTube channel as a form of motivating our current students to widen their sphere or their spans when searching and thinking of new career field. Today, for our first episode of season 2, we have a very special guest with us, a young man who I consider to be a beacon of hope, a hard worker, a person who is driven. He is none other than Mr. Jermaine Harvey. Now, Jermaine is a wealth advisor at Proven Wealth Management Ltd, Fairview branch. I will allow Mr. Harvey to share his journey with us. Okay, guys, here we have Mr. Jermaine Harvey. As I promised you, he's here with us to share with us today. So to kick it off, we're going to start with the easy stuff, Jermaine, the easy stuff. First question I'm going with, looking back, how would you describe yourself as a student? When you were going to Cambridge High, how would you see yourself looking back now?
Well, I was well behaved because I served as a prefect in grade 11. So in terms of the behavioral part was very good. I had a very good rapport with the teachers as well. And so I relied a lot on them. So I used to go to the staff room very regularly to speak to them. However, I think the only problem I had was I wasn't very serious with the academic aspect of it. And so that was just the only problem.
Oh, and there you said it. So you just answered my second question. I was about to ask you, do you have any regrets about your time in high school? And you're saying that as it relates to academics, you thought, or no, you're thinking you should have put more effort into that. So while you were good on the social side, you kind of fell off on the academics.
Right. I think basically the problem there was the social background in terms of the family one, not being focused when I go home in terms of doing assignments and studying. And so I didn't put in the groundwork, and that impacted overall in the overall academic performance. So it wasn't that I was not interested. It was more an issue of I needed academic assistance and I didn't seek it. So I would implore, students now who are enrolled in grade 11, grade 10 and stuff, that they seek not only assistance in terms of our emotional and social problems, but also academic assistance. And I'm sure the teachers at Cambridge High School are willing to assist. So in that time, if I had gone to Miss Duncan or Miss Richards at the time and say to them that, I don't understand this problem, I need your assistance, because when I go home, I can't get the assistance from my family to help, then that would have greatly impacted and assisted me now. So that's the only regret I have.
Awesome. I knew there was a reason why I invited you as my first guest, There you go, giving noted advice already. No, man, when it moves in your spirit, you work with it.
Yes.
What did you do after leaving Cambridge High School? Did you immediately go into a course, a tertiary course? Did you work? What did you do?
All right. So as I said before, stemming from that second question about the not showing or not having much assistance with the academic aspect of it, it impacted on the overall performance in terms of my CXC subjects. So I was recommended to sit the subjects because, as I said before, I had the discipline and the drive, but the background information in terms of working smartly, studying smartly, wasn't done. And so what happened is that I had failed the subjects. And so immediately after Cambridge High School, I had to resit grade 11 at another institution to actually redo the subjects again. But bear in mind, when it is that I decided to do the reset, it was with a different background and a different focus. So the mistakes that I had made at Cambridge High School, I ensured that they were corrected so that when I resit those subjects, I would have been successful.
Awesome, awesome. Sometimes a setback is really a chance for us to see where we went wrong and come out more powerful than before. I'm loving that move. I'm loving how you saw that not as a failure, but you saw it as a stepping stone. Life. Yes, correct. I like that. Yeah. Now, you are currently a wealth advisor. How did you get started in that career?
All right. So basically, after I completed university, where I pursued a bachelor's degree, a bachelor's of arts actually, in media and communication, that didn't really prepare me for that aspect of work because that's arts and the area of work is actually finance. So I got a job to work at Barita Investment Limited just as a client service representative. And I realized that investment was an area that I liked. So what I did, I decided to go back to UTech to pursue a financial securities course that would give me the knowledge and the basic requirements to actually advise clients when it comes to investment. And once I started that, I realized that this was an area that I really like. And so I ventured into it.
Wow. You know what I'm listening to right there? The fact that a few years earlier, you just failed everything in grade 11 or basically everything. And there you are completing university, doing additional courses, talk about being driven.
Yes.
No, my thing is, wealth advisors sound very fancy and, you know, opulent and sound money. What exactly or who exactly is a wealth advisor? What do you do?
All right, so it's basically an individual that assists a normal person like yourself and all the other teachers at Cambridge High School. Just assist them from getting to the stage of being a normal investor to a wealthy person. So all I do is I advise the client, or you, the prospect or the client, on different investment options. And when it is that you take your funds to me, I guide you towards becoming a self-independent financial person. So you're completely independent and, as the name suggests, wealthy. So that's all I do.
Wow, I think after this program here, I need to reconsider my job and come and see you, you know, because I don't want to be doing it forever. I need to get wealthy and get wealthy fast. I like this. I really like this for you.
I know, right?
Yes, I think you said it earlier that I was about to ask, when and how did you realize you wanted to have a career in the financial industry? But I think you said it earlier. You can remind us about being at Barita and being prompt from there.
Okay, right. So I was saying that when I realized that I really like the camaraderie between myself and prospective clients and also clients, I realized that I would love to venture more into this area. Hence the reason why I went back to UTech to do the financial securities course which would give me the preparation to get the license to be someone who advise clients when it comes to investments.
Awesome, awesome. So really, how popular is this career choice? Do you have a lot of persons really venturing in this area?
Yes, we do, because you have several investment houses in Jamaica, Sagicor, NCB, Victoria Mutual. It's a very wide area. It's basically sales. And I think for Jamaicans, one of the most important aspects of their life is their finances. And they put a lot of trust in us as salespersons to actually not only, just the same way that an individual needs a doctor to advise them about their health, the importance of someone advising you about your finances is very crucial. And so you have a lot of persons who venture into this area, a lot of salespersons who are in it. And at the end of the day, it's a very good area because it gives you the opportunity to meet new persons, gives you a great sense of responsibility to advise persons who are very wealthy and how to spend their money. So that's a great responsibility there.
Awesome. So really, it's not similar to the persons who are in insurance, though. You don't really go out on the street seeking clients, though. Clients coming to you?
Well, it's in the sense that it's a little different because in terms of our institution, you can go out in order to make the investment process easier for the client so that the client don't have to be coming through the traffic of Montego Bay or leaving their office. So in that eventuality, you go out to see them. But in terms of the aspect of, in terms of a sales aspect with an aggressive intention to go out and just grab people, I don't think we've ventured a lot into that. Most persons come to us, and once they come to us, we ensure that we go beyond to ensure that they have a very good experience.
Awesome. Now, would you encourage others to pursue this career, especially students, young people now, whether they live in sixth form or COMC? Is this an area that they should pursue?
Most definitely. Because it's an area that you want opportunity to interact or hobnob with a lot of influential, rich, or wealthy persons. That's the first thing. And networking is very crucial for any individual now. The second thing, you become a very important person in their lives because you're advising them on how to spend their money and how to invest their money. This eventually will also impact your life and your family life because you will start advising them on how to spend and where to invest their money. And I think for anybody in life, having financial independence and financial freedom, it's very important. So at the end of the day, if you can be someone who is advising person and your, then that's a very good area to venture in.
Awesome. Now, who are the persons best suited for this career field? Who would you say are persons best suited? Is it that you need to be good at math? Is there something special you need to be good at?
Enjoys, interacting with people, going beyond to ensure that people are our customers are satisfied. So the most important thing is for someone who is people oriented, that you enjoy a good camaraderie with people. That is most important. If it is that you get up in the morning and you know that you get satisfaction from ensuring that someone meets whatever goal it is that they set out, then this area is an area for you.
Awesome. So despite being academically savvy, you still have to have that additional attribute of being sociable. So you can't be somebody who is antisocial and always having a bad day and let that affect your job. You have to be pleasant. That's what gives you the cutting edge.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you are going to be having several other persons in the industry, and the prospect is going to have several other persons who are advising them or wants to be their advisor. Your cutting edge is the personal relationship to which you develop with that person, so that that person can feel so comfortable with you. So once it is that that client has any form of advice, needs any form of advice, the first person they'll pick up the phone and call is you, because of the camaraderie that you guys have.
Awesome. So earlier you said that you needed a license. You have to be licensed in order to give financial advice. You just mentioned that you need good social skills. Is there any other special requirement that would be needed in order to do well or to venture into this area? If I decide that I want to be in this field, is there anything special, any special subject, anything I need?
Not necessarily. I think, as I said before, the license is what's important, because in order to advise the clients, you have to be licensed to that. And
do I need accounts? Pardon me. Do I need accounts?
Actually, no, because I don't have accounts.
I'm rethinking my job now. I'm rethinking my job.
No, you don't. The only prerequisite, as I said, you have to do that financial securities course from the University of Technology, which takes a year. And when it is that you completed it, you would have applied to the Financial Services Commission, and they would give you a license. And after your license, then you're able to go ahead and do just this.
No, you see, if I never interviewed you today, I would have never known that. And I'm certain my students who will be listening in, they would not have known that, because when we see persons working in the financial sector, we immediately think that you need to have all the mathematics subjects, the accounts, the maths, everything that has to do with numbers. And here you are breaking it down. You are living the experience to say that don't let your failure at maths, yes, it's good to have it, hold you back from applying for a job in such an organization.
Correct.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. I think you also mentioned earlier that you went to UTech. So outside of UTech, is there any other place, especially in Montego Bay, since we are in St. James, that you could say offer such course for the license and so on?
I think there are few private persons who offer. I could double check for you and provide you with the information, and if your students are interested, then they could contact you. But I think there are a few private persons, but I know that UTech, in collaboration with JIM, which is a licensed financial institution in Kingston, is what offers the license. But there are also other private persons who teaches the course as well, and it is accredited.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you for that. So is there anything special about your career that you would like to share, rewinding down? Anything ever happened to you that you thought was very memorable that you'd want to share with us?
For me, I think one of the most important areas, or the most important tool to get you anywhere in life now, is networking. Networking is very, very crucial. In this day, it means a lot for who you know, because who you know helps to give credit or accreditation to your reputation, and your reputation is of paramount importance. So if it is that you have a good reputation, then you will flourish in this industry. I think for me at this age, this working area gives me the opportunity to meet a lot of influential persons who, when I used to be a student at Cambridge High School, they would have come to my school, or I would see them on the news as actually influential people. And to know now that me at this stage, this little boy who used to go to Cambridge High School, is now advising them on their finance and their investment option, is very, very important. So I think that just to know that you can pick your phone up and you can call an influential person on their cell phone, and you can just go to their office and speak to them. That means a lot to me. So I think that's one of the most important aspects of this era.
Awesome. I have continued to say this to my students. Networking is very important.
It is.
And I have placed that as one of the key points in work experience. When you go on work experience, ensure that you meet other persons, develop a relationship with them. You never know who you will need and who you will meet throughout your career path.
Correct. That's so true.
Our final question, we are down to it. Any final thoughts or encouragement for students or persons who would be interested in your field? Anything at all?
I think if based on the first question that was asked or the second question about any regrets, I think you might have a lot of students now at Cambridge who, feel like I didn't do as well, or I'm not doing as well in the academic aspect or even the behavioral aspect. I just want to let them know that that's not the end of it. That at the end of the day, you can sit down, do a self-evaluation and say to yourself that I want to change, I want to do better. And if it is that you identify the area to which you're weak in, seek the assistance there, so that at the end of the day, you can get the assistance and work on that area. So when you go back to me leaving Cambridge High School without any subjects, I didn't give up. I went back to high school, like to 11th grade in another high school. And even though it was embarrassing to be repeating grade 11, I persisted because I know what I wanted. So I just want to encourage those who might become despondent, feel like at the end of the day, this is the end of it and I didn't do my part, that they should seek help, try to ensure that they work assiduously towards their goal and just never give up. And this year is here for persons like yourself who has the motivation and the drive. It's here for you. So at the end of the day, once you do your part, it's all good.
Thank you so much, Mr. Harvey. Thank you so much for not just bringing encouragement, but motivation to my students, to myself. Disclaimer, I must say, Mr. Harvey, even though he was a student when I was a teacher, we ended up being students together not so long ago in March. We were students together, graduating together, and yes, he is a trusted justice of the peace. So I have to applaud him on that. I am very proud to say I know Mr. Harvey.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And as he said earlier, it's not what you did earlier. You can always change your path. And I say to my students every Monday morning, you create your own destiny. You can turn the clock around. Your path doesn't define you. You can become whatever it is you want as long as you put your mind to it and you work towards achieving it. Thank you so much, Mr. Harvey, for taking time out of your day, for leaving your clients and coming to accommodate us. I know this interview will be of great use to my students. I truly appreciate it, and God bless on your journey. And I know I'll be seeing you one of these days, because we all know we need to get to that path of wealth. Thank you so much.
All right.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
So there you have it, guys. Our first episode in season 2 of Watch It Wednesday. It was indeed an interesting conversation that we had with Mr. Harvey. Now that that is done and dusted, I hope that somebody out there will be motivated. Somebody will learn that there is no need to give up when faced with failures. Instead, keep going, because greatness is beyond your failure. Until next time, bye.